Hey, my name is Jessica, and the game that I created for my math students is called Toss and Fractions. Toss and Fractions is a fun way for students to learn the value of fractions, so learn to make the proper fractions, equivalent fractions, to simplify these fractions, and even add in fractions. The materials needed for this game would be an ice tray, and you need to get a marker and number the different sections of the tray. You need a dice. The score sheets here, and I provided this as a printout, and I would advise laminating the score sheet so you can reuse the same one over and over again with the dry erase marker. And I have here is a fraction equivalent chart that I provided, and it's just kind of like a cheat sheet for students to go back and forth on to have a better visual understanding of the different values of the fractions. And then just a blank sheet for them to keep up with their tosses and turns. The object of the game is to be the first one to completely fill out their score sheet here. Okay, for this game, you need to have at least 2 students playing, and with each center, you just need the one tray and dice, but each student playing needs their own score sheet. The first thing they need to do is make a proper fraction. And they would do this by taking their dice and their tray and tossing it in there. Here, let's see, I have a 2 that landed in the 4th slot. So, students will go and they'll write out their 2 fourth, and then they need to make it a proper fraction, the 1/2. And here they get to shade in their first little score, the 2 fourths. And then you go back and forth, and the first one to fill out this entire sheet wins the game. In order to be successful in this game, though, it's not just about who has the best rolls or tosses, because they need to learn to make equivalent fractions in order to be successful and win the game, and they all like to win. One example is, let's say I roll a 3 in the 4th slot, so 3/4. You can't shade in 3/4 here. And so if students can't make equivalent fractions, they'll be unsuccessful in the game because they'll lose out a turn. So it's what they would need to do. Yes, I'll write out their 3/4. Now you need to make an equivalent fraction. Let's say 6/8. And this way they don't lose out a turn. They can go and fill in their 6/8. This isn't the only way, erase this, to go about it. Some students, they just might really want to fill in all of this here. And so it's what they can do is they write out their 3/4, and they shade it in 2/4, and you have 1/4 left. And so they can say the 2/8 is equal to 1/4, and 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. If they're kind of unsure about this, that's why I have my little cheat sheet. They can go back and see that the 1/4 is equivalent to the 2/8 here. And that way they can go and fill that in. So in this game, students will be very eager to learn to make the equivalent fractions and to simplify these fractions, so that way they won't lose out a turn and they'll be successful because they are all trying to win. Another way to modify this game would be you could take the solo cups and number each solo cup, and they can take 2 different ping pong balls and toss it in, and that's how they make their fractions, by the 2 cups that their balls land in. This would be a better way if the entire class was playing just the one game, and you split the class up into 2 different teams. I was sitting there thinking that with the dice and the tray would be another fun way to learn multiplications or adding by saying like 5 and the 2, 5 times 2 is 10. So I think students will enjoy this, and I hope you do too. Thank you.